Hey, welcome back to Everything's a Project. We're still setting up the lathe, but we're on the mill, so I'm putting together some of the tooling racks, and I want to take this opportunity to show you annular cutters. I don't know if anybody's used these too much, but they work great. So this has an R8 adapter. Normally these go in a mag drill, but they're great for cutting holes, and they do knock out that slug. Well, they're nicknamed sluggers. I almost forgot to show you. This is pretty much the last hole using this. The next hole I'm going to do is got to be a in-between size, so they'll use a regular drill. So I'm hand holding this. So we're at 130 RPM, and I'll show you. I didn't take the time to set the spring tension better on the knockout pin. So there's a pin, you might be able to see it. So there's a pin right here. So that pin compresses, but you have to get set the tension right so it'll knock the slug out. So right now I got to tap it out. Another thing is you always want to support your work, because when you work outside of the vise, it acts as a giant lever. So even if you're like, this cut's pretty easy, but it's still going to want to push the work down. So you just got to use some jacks to keep it from moving. Okay, so made a pretty decent hole. The slug is still stuck in there because of the spring tension on the pin, like I mentioned. And then we'll mention what's in here. So this is a 1-inch chuck. All this stuff is MT4. So that's a 1-inch. That's a 3/4. Then a 1/2 inch will go here. Then a large tube center. I'll show you that. I got it over here. Hang on. So this is for going into tubing. And then another live center, another similar live center, and then the dead center will go here. So the dead center, the diameter of a MT4, the large diameter is 1.25 inches. So all these are cleared, and then they sit on here, but the dead center has no collar of any sort, so it would just fall through if I didn't do it. So next we'll be doing drills. So these are some that I have. This is a 2.5 inch one. I'll show you that later, I guess. So this is my tooling rack idea so far, and all it is again, it's 3-inch angle iron, but it seems to work great. So they're just set on there, and they have enough grab, so they're at an angle, they're in the notch, they're not going to fall off. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to piggyback another 3-inch angle. It'll come up in this way here, and that's where the common drills are going to be. So when I say common drills, what I want to have is like an inch, 1.5 inch, 2 inch, 2.25, 2.5, that type of stuff, just for blowing holes into material pretty quick, so then you can bore them to size, and that'll work good because they'll hang down, because they're going to be long. Like that 2.5 inch is pretty big. One thing I forgot to mention the other day is when you switch to the quick change tool post, you have to remachine the T-slot fitting, because it comes with either a 5/8 thread or a metric equivalent. It has to be 3/4 16. So that was pretty easy. Just put it on the mill, pick it up with a gauge pin, because I love gauge pins, real quick, and then drill that hole and tap it. So into business pretty quick with that. I guess while I'm here, also soliciting ideas for this area. When I see something like that, my mind just goes crazy what I could do with it. So one of the things I'm thinking of is you could make a solid tool post with a parting blade and have some